successful four teams of this tournament and they will take part in the final match.
Yes.
I think Ozcan will.
Our first team is Arda and Andrea, 9 points. Our second team is...
Let's have an answer.
Yeah.
Hüva and Sevinç.
And our third place is Marco and Narmina.
Bravo.
And fourth one.
And last finally. Okay, so
Before the last final.
before the last ticket to the finals, there are some honorable mentions as well. So those two teams actually basically missed the chance to be on the final by just a single point.
Slight chance.
Yeah, and those two teams are
Kalbimizde yara.
Melissa and Kübra is the first one of them, and the other team who missed the final ticket to the final is Mikey and Sabina. Okay, so the last team that will be on the finals will be Cemşir and Branka.
These teams, so we will know which side do you gonna play. Are you gonna play? Come.
Marco and Sarmina today. On the opening opposition we have Sevinç and Hüma. On the closing government we have Cemşir and Branka. And on the closing opposition we have Arda and Atilla. So we wish luck to all those four very good teams and we hope you will enjoy.
So today our motion goes like this house would abolish all the religious schools, and I invite Mrs. President for her to clear her stance on this topic.
Hello everyone, my name is Narmina, and today our motion is that this house will abolish all religious schools, and actually we support this statement. So I want to begin with our arguments. I have three arguments. First of all, we're a secular state, therefore we're not going to interfere religious matters. It means as a state we don't want to pay money for any religious matters. And also we don't want our citizens to pay money for religion if they don't want to. Of course, it's up to believers to organize these religious matters by themselves within our laws. Okay, and we shouldn't mix religion with politics. So, secondly, many illegal religious schools who indoctrinated young people, they misuse religion. They discriminate other religions with their teachings. Okay, and my last argument is everyone who wants can be educated religion in other ways. For example, they can read holy books, they can use internet, and by visiting religious objects. That's it.
So now I invite Sevinç, the floor is yours.
So, hello everyone, my name is Sevinç and I'm the first speaker of the opening opposition, and our motion today, the House would abolish all religious schools, and of course we don't support this statement. And in my speech today I will start with the summary, then with the argument, and my friend will continue with the arguments, and we'll try to support and give examples why we don't want this house to abolish all religious schools. Firstly, my first argument, religious schools are necessary. You could ask me why? Because we have like many religions in our countries. We have mosques, we have churches, we have temples, and we have many people working in these churches, mosques, and temples. And we would like to have educated people in our churches and mosques so that they could teach religion to people better. So why do we need these people, educated people in churches and mosques? Because there are many branches of all religions, and people make up different things about religions. People use religion for their benefits, and people change the religions. That's why if we have educated people in our religious religious churches and temples and everything, so we will have better educated believers in our society, so that our religions would be more like its real essence. Okay, and secondly, second argument is that religious schools will deepen our knowledge of the religion, so you will gain like the knowledge of the religion, and you will be able to choose if you really want to believe in this religion or not. Because if you don't know something, you are not able to decide if it's something about your beliefs or not. So you have to study it deeply, you have to learn it deeply. So in this case, you will be able to decide if you want to believe this language until this religion until the end of your life, or if you like choose not to have a religion at all. Okay, coming to the arguments of the opening government, she said that Narmina said that as a state we don't want to pay for any religion, and people if they don't want to. But what if people want to pay for religions? If you don't give them any religious schools or something, it means you don't provide services for your people. But as a state, you have to provide all the services for your people, because they give you something, they give some of your freedom to you, they give taxes to you, and in return, you have to provide what they want. And secondly, she said that people could use other ways of learning, such as internet or I don't know. But I think that using internet and other channels, it wouldn't be it can misteach you in some cases, because there are a lot of different information on the internet about the religion. But if you really learn the religion from professionals at religious schools or at other religious, organizations, you would have better and solid knowledge of the religion. Taking on the account, we definitely support the idea that we cannot abolish religious schools. That's all.
I invite Marco as the second speaker of the opening
Good afternoon to everyone here. So I'm continuing. Okay, I will raise my voice. Given the circumstances when lots of wars are going on, and many of them have an excuse, in the name of religion, which is not the case actually, but some groups of people want the other people to believe that those words have many connections with religious. So some people who are priests or whose job has something to do with religion, they make some dangerous connections between these wars happening and the schools they are teaching at and so on, in order to create more brainwashed religious soldiers on the front, as my colleague said previously. That's more and more in the past few years, but in general, Anyway, I consider that we need neutral, objective, and secular education. So imagine now a city when one religion has its majority, and we open religious school in that town, but the people whose religion is minor in that town, they also maybe want to be educated equally as their as the other citizens in their religious schools. So that would cause more divisions to people, and we already have many divisions to people: social, religious, by nationality, by economic status, and so on. And one more thing, I would like to reply to the opening opposition. What if people do want to invest money into religion, believers to invest money into their religion? It is absolutely possible. They are allowed to interfere. I mean, by democratic ways of our country. They can invest money as on a volunteer basis. Churches can also organize some elections in order to choose new priests. I mean, not in a political way, but in their canonical way. And the believers could also be voters. We would really strongly support that. And of course, you can be misinformed by using internet, but who guarantees that you wouldn't be misinformed in real life? Maybe I wouldn't question professionality of the priests, but religion is a complex thing, so many people get it in many ways, in many different ways. That's among the other reasons. That's the reason why we do have so many religions in the world, and its branches, and so on and so on. Every person needs to find. Right of every person is to find the answers they're looking for about religion, about faith, about sense of existing, and so on and so on. Reading a Bible doesn't make you a Christian, and you of course do have a democratic right to read the Bible. Reading Quran does not make you a real Muslim. And when you read it, you can understand it, and it is possible for you to not to understand that. And later, it's possible for you, if you choose to implement something from there, and not to implement. So, by this decision, no rights of the citizens would be jeopardized. Everything will remain same. Just will protect will protect the society of negative effects these schools have brought us so far. That would be all.
Today, as the second speaker of opposition opening team, I'm gonna be telling you first of all rebuttals and then my arguments, and I will be drawing a bigger image of this match with the assistance of my teammates' arguments. First of all, rebuttals. Today Marco is saying that in these schools they may miseducate the students, but in technical schools they also may miseducate students, and like mosques and church factories are also important, but as a state, you control the schools and their syllabuses and investigate that if they are doing something wrong or if they are collecting money in an illegal way. And you are state, you have power, and these all have solutions actually. And and they are also saying that no one can force anybody to get a religious education. Okay, in this point I'm going to my image. Yes, you cannot force anybody to have a religious education, but there are some really radical families who prefer not to send their children to school if the school is not a religious school. So we don't force anybody to have a religious education, but if we have religious schools, yes, there will be people who will force their children to have religious education. We accept this situation, but if we don't have a religious education, then they will have no education. And let's split these school students in three parts. First of all, the radical families that I have already mentioned, and the second part is the gray ones. The gray ones, like their parents are forcing them to go to these schools, but if we didn't have these schools and they could send their children to another school. But I think this is a huge benefit that we are getting from the radical families, because there are a huge amount of people who will not get educated, and some of them may want to go to take medicine education in their university, and some of them will really want to be a part of the social life, but they cannot go out if they don't have this school. And if they don't have this school, they will get forced to be married in their young age. And there are also this third group of people, and these people are not forced to go to this school. They actually want to get this education, and who really wants to be responsible in this religious sector. And these people, like someone who wants to be an engineer, these people wants to be a like imam or something, like a sister in a church. And as a state, we have to educate these people, because we all know throughout the human history, we always had religion, and we always had this religion structures like mosques, church, etc. And in this point, I'm getting linked with my teammates' arguments. This group of people who really wants to be get religious education, this education is really important, because if we don't teach them like the essence and the source of the religion, then they will use some mythological, they will learn some mythological beliefs and information. And let's get back into the gray ones. The gray ones, actually, let's understand them clearly. They have a religious family, but not really strictly religious, and their family some kind of forces them to go there, but if they do not obey, they might go to another school. But let's take the situation that they obey. Even if they obey, throughout their life, they will be someone who lives this confused brain, like what is religion, what is not being religion, and actually teaching them what religion really is will help them to understand if they object to religion or obey the religion. So why is like that? Because you cannot really decide whether you agree or disagree with something before you really know it. And religion is a really big fact in their lives already, and we have to teach them this. Otherwise, they will be living their confusing life. If they obey the religion, then they will have the chance to have a meaningful life. So, in some point, we are helping these people to have some self-fulfilled life and some motivated life. And if they don't, then they can have another education, and there's not a big loss actually. And forcing them to have 10 or 15 more lessons in their weekly syllabus is not a big loss when you put the people who cannot get educated if we don't have this education is I think this gets like heavier. And this is the end of my speech. Thank you for listening.
Peoples, all the, for example, every country has a system that all the politicians are analyzing, asking the question for the authorities, and they are given an information about it, and then it also helps to know what will be the next, for example, vote for the people. So also it's better to give an education if anyone wants to learn something. For example, it isn't a good way. I don't think that government can abolish the old religious school. I mean, if I want to learn my religion deeply, I have to get a professional education from somewhere. If they are closing the places that we are going there, we have to go to some second guys who has any information about this. They can lead us to be in a, they try to explain their religion in a bad way, and also, you know, religion has a really psychological effect on the people. I mean, if you don't know what you are thinking about, you can follow the rules and you can be in terrorist or something. That's why I think it can help to solve the misunderstanding problems in the education about the religions. And also the religion for the government, it's kind of cultural awareness to help the society and also people to get connection well. It is, I mean, it is more than a brotherhood, or there is a kind of station, because in Turkey also, in Azerbaijan also, Muslims has welcoming hospitality. It is, how can I, it's getting by the religion. So, in the opposing side, actually, I want to mention one thing. If we believe that democratic republic, we should keep our society to believe what they want. I mean, European community and has in the rules that everyone has chance to choose his religion. It is also the other side. Narmina, you said that we don't pay the money to religion and also discrimination in religion. I want to, actually I agree with that. We don't want to pay the money. Yes, you are right. But in the, recently I saw the one on the Twitter, I get the news. In Turkey has 8,000 mosques. Is more than for about, for example, 10,000 hospitals. In that situation, it's really too much to pay the money to do, invest your money in the religion. We don't need the 10,000 mosques in there. Yes, I agree with that. We don't want to pay money, but it's based on the government education. They should have to analyze well and to understand what is the main problems. You can give an education. Is that really important to open the 10,000 mosques or not? And discrimination in religion, actually, for example, if you are using the religion in the wrong way, there are lots of problems behind the religions. For example, in the black market, you can use the religion. In a charity organization, you can use the religion as in a, how can I say that? They making a big money transfers, and also they have a kind of problems in America, which is about there is a rape, there is harassment, they pedophilia, how can I say pedophilia? Yeah, in the religion, because this also has to analyzed by the government to put his hand on the religion. Yes, you can ask.
Do you want the government to keep all religious schools?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
but I'm giving the examples why I have. You should listen why I'm telling this. Because if the government has no any hand in it, someone can lead the youngs another way. That's why the government's role is really important. Thank you very much. And also someone can brainwashing young generation. Let me tell you another thing. And also Huma said that mentioned that miseducated in schools. Radical families has right. Yes, radical families has right to send their kids to the religion school, but it shouldn't be affected on the others. For example, in the Canada, they every celebration of the every religion, the president of the Canada, he is interviewing on the national TV and he is sending the congratulations letter or something about the older religion. So, as I mentioned before, the government has to give an education and has to put in his hand on the religion. Thank you very much.
Fazla sallama. Bütün mesele o. Sıkı sıkı yapıştırıyor.
Okay. Then, start.
I think so far the match was like not going really well because like the whole our opposition closing government is playing our side of the game, so I'm not gonna make any rebuttals about that. I'm gonna rebuttal the rebuttals that they have. They say that they say that we're paying money to the religion and so on, but and we're having like more mosques than hospitals. But you don't know if it is in the case of I'm happy giving my money to religion, you can't really interfere. And if God is real, probably investing in mosque is like a better solution. And they're saying like if anyone who wants religion can do it in their free time. But the thing is, and what I'm gonna talk about is school is really important, which our opening site really forgot to talk about. And one point that they are saying is our kids are being brainwashed. So today I have one really big argument that I'm gonna tell, which will be a little bit tricky. I believe that imposing ideas on our kids is not immoral, and that therefore the government shouldn't interfere. So first of all, I'm gonna start with why schools are a must when your kids' ideas are important. The thing is, like, you can't have your kids doing religious stuff in your free time and then them do like be a really religious person, because they're like more in the school than they're more in the house. They spend their whole day in the school, their friends are in the school. So if they don't go into a religious school, if they go into a like liberal school, it is really hard and it is really unlikely that they will be really religious people and live the life that their parents want. So the thing is, they don't really tell us why brainwashing their children is bad, but I'm gonna give the reasons that might be. So one idea might be imposing ideas are inherently immoral, but we don't see that argumentation in there, because in their speech they're talking about sending kids to the liberal schools, and when we see actually in the schools that are not religious, they're imposed to the ideas of the liberal people. So they're not saying that imposing religious ideas imposing ideas inherently bad. They're just saying we want to impose liberal ideas, and so therefore like. They accept the fact that imposing ideas are not inherently bad. Secondly, if it might be like not okay if it hurts the children, but actually we see that the religious people are not being hurt because A, they're happy the day we are. B, they're probably more happy than us because they believe they are going to the heaven, and like suicide rates are pretty much lower, and they like their own morals and so on. So, and because like a third option could be religion is wrong and you're lying to people, but really, who knows? And secondly, I want to like talk about why do we make babies? Why do like someone have sex and then like go through the whole the problem of like carrying it 9 pounds and like having it financially? Because we actually want to have meaning ourselves. We actually want our ideas. We want our genes to like go into another era. We want our legacy to go on. And actually, to do that, to accomplish that, we must also have our ideas present in our children. And really, the thing is, I missed the. The thing is, if not by us, their ideas will be shaped by the society itself. What do I mean by that? Really, babies are like empty boxes. They go to where you pull them. If you were like born in a liberal family, you're gonna probably have liberal ideas. If you are born in a conservative place, or if you talk more with the conservative people, you probably have conservative ideas. And we believe that ideas are not inherent. We're just we don't have our own ideas, but we are like taking ideas from other people. So at the point where people like are born without any idea whatsoever and are taken into sides by the society, we think that we, the government, we, the family, have more right than the society. Why? So the thing is, the babies and these children exist only because we did them. And we paid for all of their excesses. When I create something, when I draw a picture, someone can take it away from me and like that because it is my picture. And in that sense, we believe when like all ideas are imposed upon us, because we at the beginning we knew nothing and we like decided to talk more to us, we believe it is moral that the one who suffered for this, the one who created the babies, the one who like paid the expenses should be the one making the decision about which ideas are being imposed. And now I'm just gonna go on with my second argument, which is the legitimacy part. So again, as I said, what was the government's job? The government's job was to protect us and keep the peace. Allow us our freedom. The thing is, in the current system, each school is imposing their ideas. Today when I go to a liberal school, probably I will be told about like things, values such as democracy or LGBT rights, which are again imposed upon us. Nobody knows if God is really exists or not, and because of that, actually when government is only banning religious schools, they are choosing sides. But really we believe at the things that we really have values in, government should not be taking sides. It is immoral for them to take sides. And the third part that I really want to touch upon, and our government openly talked about this a little bit, but I just want to further down it. The thing is, we have to analyze the people that send their kids to these religious schools. These the people who send their kids to the religious schools are probably the ones that make them wear purity rings, that make them wear burqas, that what makes them go to church each day. So when you don't allow these people to send them to the religious school, these people are gonna take sides against the government. They're gonna feel as if they're being left out. And at this moment, when this big cat is coming at you, we believe these people are more likely to attack and radicalize on there. So they will probably stop sending their children, and they will be acting against the government in more way. So what did I talk about today? I talked about today that all ideas at some point imposed upon us, and in a world where ideas are not naturally drafted but are imposed upon us, we believe that the decision should be on the parents, because they are the ones that created us, and they're the ones that gave birth to us for this reason, and also talked about legitimacy and so on. That was all. Thanks.
Thank you, Arda. Now we invite Franca to give her answers to Arda and enhance this.
Hello everyone. Hello. I think all religious school can be closed. The religion controlling people who believe in God, and if you believe in some religion, somebody have a benefit of you. The religion in that manner controlling people to doing something which they want, and that's all. Thank you.
Now we invite Andrea to close this match for us.
Okay, hello everyone, dear listeners and officials here. My name is Adrian Djakovic and I'm a second speaker of Closing Opposition. And thank you for that honor to close that debate. Religious schools promote normal, liberal and democratic values. Country must respect every religious school and give them a chance to through religious way educate children and give them a chance to pick their side of education, which will make them to feel more fulfilled and high level educated for their own interests. We help people who have value their religion like something important, something as their own tradition and part of their everyday life. Someone don't feel comfortable in their religion schools. The people deserve to be educated and teach it for their benefit. Educate in near future, work what they love and enjoy. In near future, they must be educated. Sorry for that. Education in religious schools is your own choice, and no one forces you to go there and go educate for something you don't like. You have 100 schools in European Union and Turkey, secular schools, when you can go. You have your own human right to make a choice to improve and learn on way you want. Some people feel responsible to go there. They just want religious education. Do not prevent people and they chooses to follow their road of religion. Besides that, maybe you can follow your road to success and your beliefs, no matter they are religious or not. Thank you.
This was a very pleasant debate. Thank you all. Now we will take our time to decide.
Bence bu arada çok garanti bir oyun. Ben açıkçası bayağı sevdim yani. Bunun gibi bir maç olmayabilirse ben de direkt bunu yapardım. Direkt yani bence çok güzel bir giriş. Sonuçta benim çocuğum, kendi çocuğuma bunu vermek istiyorum.
Karşıda kesinlikle öyle oynardım.
Ya bir de direkt çocuğun önüne plase vurmalık top düştü yani.
Evet, bir de bir şey kısmı da çok güzel yani. Hakikaten çocuğa bir sürü emek veriyoruz. Kendimden bir sürü şey veriyorum. Tamamen benim bedenlerimden oluşan, bir spermlerimden oluşan bir varlık falan. Dolayısıyla ben varoluş amacı olarak beni takdir etmek varlık.
And the third place goes to Huma, and also Sevinch is in the third place also. And we have second place goes to Anya.
Sevin.
Place and prize goes.
Olcan at yat.
No, we give the
No, I'm playing game.
Çekil.
First one, of
So,
course,
let's speak
Arda is.
And the
Çekil abicim.
champion of this tournament is Arda and Andrea.
Gelin oraya gelin. Oraya geçin.
3 earphones, I think, gifts. So we decided that it is a better act to give these two to our champions and give the other gift to the second best speaker, Anya.
Wait. Takıma futbolcu kazan. Hangi transfer edilmiş oyuncu?
Onu da vereceğim.
Forması nerede?
Onu da Ali versin. Ali versin bir tanesini.
Thank you.
Oğuzcan versin onu da.
Wait. Hadi arkadaşlar. Tamam Oğuzcan versin. Okay. Onu alayım.
Tutamıyorum elimde falan.
It's okay. Düz tutsanız onu gözükmüyor. Tamam. Buraya bakın.
Ver onu da var. İki tane şeyle beraber. Arda bunu da al.
Can I get a picture with Arda, please?
Bir şey gibi duruyorum.
Gel sen de. Anya, come here. They are the champions. Yeah.
What I'm thinking,
Yes.
I'm so thankful for everything, and I don't know what more to say. Everything is so beautiful, and I can't believe. And Arda is the best partner I ever had, and thank you so much, everyone, for this project. And I love you. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, head organizers. Thank everyone, teachers.
So good
Teammates.
Love you. You're so sexy on that picture.
So should I give a speech or something?
Yes.
Like there's
if
not
you want.
much to say. This was like a really fun week, and I'm happy I got like the headphone. I think it was a nice match, and it could have gone both ways. So I'm like really happy. Thanks for this everything.
You're welcome.
My friends, and to say that I was really enjoying this tournament. I'm really glad that everyone had so much fun and that I improved myself. This is really a big thing for me, and I'm so happy, and I want to thank everyone, especially this organization that gave us the opportunity to improve ourselves here. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Let's you join too. You join too.
Wow, what a nice thing.